How about now? Anything? How about now? Anything? Hey! We may have to sacrifice, the music, but I switched to a different microphone for now. We may have to sacrifice, the music, but I switched to a different microphone for now. Sorry if you're hearing the echoing for a bit, because I'm watching the stream, making sure everything sounds okay. Okay. Alright. So, just a question. Now can you hear me? And can you still hear the music? Let me know. I swear, this happens every time I record music, like when I record demos, and then I forget to switch the settings back, and then I'm already live, so it won't switch back again. Yes, I'm both perfect. Okay. Well, thank you for staying tuned on the live stream. The fail bit. All right, perfect. Welcome to the show, you guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Okay, so the first thing I said when you couldn't hear me was we are going to talk about predictions, but y'all, this episode that we watched today, oh my god, I'm so sad. I'm so heartbroken. Oh. Man. I'm so upset, guys. Seriously. How are y'all holding out? I mean, really, I should have alcohol instead of water. That episode made me want to drink. Man. But let me say hi to y'all and greet y'all now that I can actually chat. Hey Laura, hey Nathan, hey Aaron, hey Sandy, hey Kaiwan, hey Jake, Coretta. Did I forget anybody? Oh man. Yeah, I'm so upset. Like, Kelly Tybo is she's a great actress, and, it takes a really talented person to take a character like Britt, who started out the way that she did, and make us absolutely adore her by the end of her tenor. Obviously, a lot of that has to do with the writing for her, especially the last year, last 2 years. But, man. I mean, she was shooting Station 19, and I think she shot that already, but she was doing both GH and Station 19 at the same time. However, Kelly has now also moved to England, so she's gone. She's out of the country gone, guys. And I think that's why they inevitably killed her. Because even I was like when they were like, okay, Station 19, she was kind of, where I was like, well, they shoot on the same lot, so there's no reason that she can't do both. And Kelly said the same thing. And then I think somewhere along the way, she met her man, and she decided to take the leap and move to England with him. So, I think that's why they inevitably, or the writers decided to go with this route and have her killed off like this. because it seems to be a final decision on Kelly's part, and I do wish her all the best. And I think, you know, Kelly seems to love life as much as Britt does. Or Britt did. Oh my God, Britt did. Um, oh no, she broke up with the guy that played Morgan like before he even left the show. I think they stopped dating years ago. I think they're still friends though because she got the dog in that relationship. Exactly, Angel. She could have just got on that damn boat. But all the same. Actually, hold on. Before I look at the silver lining, we really lost Britt for Jocelyn's lying ass. I just need that to be out there first. Second of all, though, it is pretty in character for Britt to prefer to go out like this than to basically, die a slow and painful death where, all of her family has to watch her sort of suffer and frizzle up and die. No dying by no Heather Weber. And yeah, Heather Weber, oh man. Can you imagine Liesl versus Heather? Ooh, Liesl's not gonna. The second that they find out who the hook killer is, Liesl is not gonna let this one slide. She lost her son to freaking Peter August and lost her daughter to Heather Weber. She lost both her kids to psychotic pieces of trash, y'all. I feel so bad for Liesl. So bad for Liesl. Oh, and I dread seeing everyone else's reactions too, because obviously Kathleen Gotti knocks it out of the park. But Nina, Maxie, Brad, Terry, oh my god. Spencer. Oh my god, they're gonna be devastated. Absolutely devastated. Spencer's gonna be mad that he spent the entire party out on the side of the boat. Josh is not worth losing for Britt. Got the wrong one. Oh man, Heather. Yeah, Heather is gonna get her ass kicked. She ain't coming back from this one. But even Ryan in the preview for tomorrow was like, confess and set our daughter free. You think Dex has a connection to Heather? Really? I don't know about that. I don't know. If you're referring to how he didn't shoot her, I really think that he just didn't want to risk hurting anyone. Next week is going to be a tearjerker. Oh, yeah. Man. Oh, you guys. And then also Jocelyn breaking poor Cameron's heart today. I get it. Cameron, in comparison to Dex, physically is really amazing to look at. Dex is a hot man. I can't really blame her for having the sex with him. But, or the rest of this week. Yeah, the rest of this week's gonna be horrible. Or heartbreaking. Dex is shady somehow, but I don't know. I think it's something deeper. Hey, Shakira. Don't worry, you missed nothing except for technical difficulties. No one could hear me for the first 10 minutes. So, you came in at a good time. Don't be shocked if Cameron goes wild. Honestly, this is the first thing I want to talk about, because if you guys can see my my thumbnail, I think this is the start of Cameron's villain era. For sure. For sure. Either that, do y'all think Heather did the other hookings? Is there two hook killers? I thought that's a possibility. Yeah, I guess we should get into predictions, guys. Alright, the first thing I want to say, which I was about to say, I think this could be Cameron's villain era, because he did not take to the breakup too well, obviously. And my prediction, where they go with Cameron in that route, could Cam go dark? I'd like to hope so. But I think that somehow Cameron is gonna meet an amnesiac Esme, because Esme supposedly has no memory, which I think that she does, but um, um, I think she does remember, but she's faking it. But Cameron's gonna be with her. I think that Cameron's gonna be with her because he's gonna be, played for the fool. Either that, or he'll roll with it because he's so mad at Jocelyn, just to make her angry. Because it would piss her off to see Cameron comforting Esme of all people, and perhaps Trina too. But I just think that as far as Cameron felt tonight, like, he's gonna feel betrayed by Trina because Trina at least knows um, that Jocelyn's been thinking like this the whole time, even before she started, mingling with Dex. Obviously, Trina doesn't know that they slept together. I don't think she even knows that they kissed. She probably knows that she has feelings for Dex, at the very least, because it's very obvious. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. Laura's like for sure can't go Franco bad now. Listen, he ain't gonna go Franco bad. He's just gonna turn into Xander. Like he's gonna be his father. Franco only was in his life for a couple of years. Xander wasn't in his life at all, obviously. But them genes are probably strong. Both Elizabeth and Xander had a bad side, and Xander, by all accords, was a bad boy, and I think he's gonna let his inner Xander out. Not another amnesia story, please. Didn't Heather do this too? Did Heather not do this once? Did we watch that? I feel like we watched that. Xander, bad character. He was a bad boy. I think he was morally gray. I think he just made some bad decisions because he lived a tough life. And I just think, honestly, I've been waiting for Cameron to go dark. I think that would be such a fun story for him. And also, the actor that plays him, I think it would be a fun sort of storyline for him to tackle. Because he's always, he's... I don't want to say that he's a goody two-shoes, but the way I consider it, I think that he got the Michael treatment in the sense that Cameron should be as bad boyish as his father and Elizabeth, because Elizabeth in her teenage years was also a bad girl, and I feel gypped that we didn't really get that with Cameron. And so I think if ever there was a time for the writers to switch gears on the character, this is the point to do it, because he lost the love of his life, essentially, even though he's quite young, but his first love that he's still in love with, and he's still in love with her, and he can't, he right now doesn't see him able to ever be friends with her because of that. So we shall see. That's my prediction for Cameron, and I mean, it's my really it's my hope. I think that the writers should go there, and if they don't, it's gonna be stupid. But at the same time, I know that the actor, and I keep on forgetting his name, guys. I hate when I'm like the actor. Let me just look it up quickly. Cameron Weber, actor. William Lipton. So I think that William Lipton, he's focused on college, so he isn't on that much. And I think that's part of the reason why that they did move Jocelyn on to a different character in the first place, just because he's not able to be on screen as much, and that's why Sydney Michaela ended up leaving the show as Trina too, to focus on her schooling. Think Cam could be a serial killer? What? I don't want him to be a serial killer, Laura. I do want him to be a bad boy, but not a serial killer. Nothing But y'all, just wait until he finds out that Jocelyn's with Dex. He's gonna be so pissed. And Spencer ain't gonna take her side either obviously. Josh still hasn't told him that she's on him with Dex. Yeah, like, I mean, listen, Cameron's already heartbroken. I don't want him to find out that Joss and Dex had sex, but, like, he probably will. Xander made stupid decisions, especially getting involved in the mob, having a crush on Carly, father like son. Xander like Carly, Cam like Joss, likes Joss. Yeah, it's quite a, contrast. How much you want to bet if Cam starts going bad boy, Joss wants him back and starts playing two men? Are they gonna have like Luke and Laura and Scotty with Joss and Dex and Cameron? Because it ain't gonna work. I think honestly, Joss and Dex have a bigger following than Cameron and Joss did, and really it had nothing to do with Cameron. I think it's just that, like, I feel like collectively a lot of the fans think that Cameron deserves better than Jocelyn because she's always been a bit self-centered. Hey Jakarius, how are you? Oh, not a serial killer, just that smart. We'll see. Time will tell. Oh man. But yeah, I think that inevitably Cameron will somehow find out about Joss and Dex. Now Joss is a cheater. Again, I can't blame the girl for jumping into bed with Dex. I would have too. GH is on its anniversary year. Yep, that's what this live stream is all about. We're not reacting to anything today. We're just predicting what's in store for the 60th year of GH. And so far, all we've really said is that we're hoping, or at least I'm hoping, that Cameron is on his villain era because, he's heartbroken over Joss. And it's about time they bring the bad boy out of Cameron, given who his parents were when they were teenagers. It's only fitting, in my opinion. And I think that Cameron is going to somehow end up with Esme. Because there's no one else in the canvas for him. I know people kind of want Emma to come back, but I just don't see it happening. Not anytime soon, anyway. Yeah. It just wouldn't make sense for Emma to, like, live in Port Charles when her parents are out in LA, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, she could live with Grandma Anna, but Anna's on the run right now, so... Yeah, we talked about Brit, too. We're all heartbroken. But yeah, sorry, I didn't write any notes for this, guys. I probably should have. But since we talked about what we think is in the future for Cameron, I guess we should talk about what's in the future for Joss and Dex. For the year overall, I guess we can kind of predict a little bit. But I can't wait to see what happens. Maybe some surprise people coming back. I hope so. I think that, like, I'm glad that they did that promo right on January 1st, or yeah, I think they did the promo right on the 1st, right? Of GH being like, it's our 60th year. That means that they're probably going to celebrate this whole year for the 60th anniversary, not just make it like a one-off episode. Sure, Dex is hot, but you want to play the field, you want to make sure you're not exclusive. Yeah, it's true. I agree. Like, Jocelyn should have dumped Cameron before she hopped into bed with Dex, and I'm pissed at her for it, because Cameron deserves way better than that. Can't say a lot. I'm about to go. Okay, have a good night, Jakarius. We are mercenary storyline. Oh, hi, Jack and Albert. Did I miss ya? Sorry. I forgot to say hi to Albert if you're in here. Welcome. Lexington Kim versus Mercenary. Kaiwan, I'm confused. You gotta stop using like type to talk or whatever, because none of what you're saying is making sense. Um, what was I gonna say? Joss and Dex. So I think inevitably Joss is gonna find out that that Dex is working for Michael to take Sunny down, and Michael's gonna resent that she knows the truth, and if anything, it'll probably make her like Dex more, I guess. But I also think that there's, like you guys say, that there's more than meets the eye with Dex, and there's stuff that we're gonna find out down the road about him that's gonna be revealing that he is shady in some kind of way. Because obviously, if he was to take a job from Michael to bring a mobster down, there's something. And Sonny's supposedly this infamous mobster, right? Like, Cam and Esme are related family wise, so they can't hook up. Not by blood, though. Not by blood, right? Because Heather was married into the Weber family. So she's technically, she's not really a Weber. But yeah, like Cameron's not related to Heather Weber or Ryan Chamberlain. All right. I keep on losing my train of thought because this conversation is gold, guys. So I think on top of all that, what I said about Dex, I think because we talked about it, I think on Sunday a little bit, he's somehow tied to this Pikeman security guy. He looks like he could be his son. So whether that ends up being true or not, I think his parents are gonna come into the show in some way as well. Is Dex like Jason? Carly had Jason, now Jock says Dex. Yeah. This is her bad boy. Except, I think Carly and Jason hopped into bed the second they met, right? Like they didn't know each other's names, right? And they hopped into bed at Jake's, and then they became good friends after that. It was AJ's illegitimate son. I don't know. I can't see AJ having a kid out there. From France, okay. All good. What else was I gonna say? Okay. Yeah, I think we've talked enough about Joss and Dex. So let's move on to Sprina. I think it's gonna be a good year for Sprina. It's going to be a bit of a messy one. I think, obviously, they are going to act on their feelings soon. They almost kissed on the Haunted Star, and then Esme popped out of nowhere and kind of ruined that. But man, it's so funny. Everyone's reactions to finding out that Esme is pregnant with Nicholas's baby. Trina just, shocked in the back. Ava, not really being surprised that Nicholas is the father. They didn't really show Spencer's reaction, but he obviously had to have figured it out before Ava confronted him. I mean, I think... Well, there was a time where, obviously, for many years, I forget how many years it was, But AJ was thought to be dead from like 2004-ish, 2005 to 2012 or 13. I think late 2012 he was found out to be alive. Laura in horror and shock. Yeah. Oh man. AJ could have lots. I mean, I suppose we don't. It's hard to say. I just think because there was a gap from 2005 to like 2012, 13. But he was in the hospital for most of that time, right? He was like in a hospital in Switzerland, and that's how he ended up seeing that Faison was alive, and he was able to use that to get out of jail, essentially. Lauren holding shock. Yeah. Laura's reaction. I can't wait for her to confront Nicholas on that. Because Spencer did sort of let Laura know that something else happened between Spencer and Nicholas. And, now she knows. Elizabeth's reaction was interesting to me because she looked like, yeah, the secret's out. Like she looked happy that everyone else found out the truth. Here's the actor that plays Michael is 34. Go to that place that has 26. Yeah, Michael is a weird age thing too because of the rapidly aging syndrome of soaps, as you guys know. It's hard. I mean, yeah, I guess with rapid aging syndrome for soaps, he could literally have a kid at any point. And when did he die? Like 2014, 2015, right? Or like die a second time? It's been a while. I suppose you're right. People hook up in rehab too. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see Dex and Michael being brothers. I mean, I get where you guys are coming from though, but I don't think that's gonna be the play for Dex. Maybe he'll be, and this is why, for me, this is what my theory is, okay? If I'm right about Pikeman being Dex's father, that's a rival of Sunny's, and now Dex has another incentive to bring Sunny down by using Sunny's son Michael. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what kind of makes sense to me. That's where I'm coming from. Like, I think that he is the son of a rival of Sunny's, and that the rival is probably that Pikeman dude, and that Pikeman dude is Dex's father. And that's where I'm kind of going with that. Or that's my theory on that one. If I'm right, I'm going to be really impressed with myself. But that's what I'm saying. I think there's other reasons. There's a reason why he wants to bring Sunny down. And it goes far beyond, like, oh, Sunny's a mobster. You know what I mean? Like, something's up on that front. Like the slap Ava giving Nick. Yeah. It was a quick one, too. Man. But back on Sprina, I guess. I think Sprina are going to spend, obviously, the brink of the first few months of 2023, the 60th year, trying to figure out how to prove that Esme is faking her amnesia. That's probably going to be their first thing. And she's going to be, I think what they're going to do is they're going to make their relationship, we all know that they like each other, but they're going to play it up in front of Esme just to try and get a reaction out of her. Yeah, the slap was great. And then as for the rest of the year for Sprina, hopefully they get to just be happy for a little bit. That's really all I want, you know. Like Spencer's been through hell, Trina's been through hell. Now they finally have a chance to be together. Spencer's kind of proven that he's capable of being a good friend. Let's just hope that he maintains that throughout the next little while. It'll be interesting if they're gonna have like some kind of conflict, and inevitably every couple will have a conflict. I think that the first conflict is going to be the fact that Trina is probably going to be there for Joss in the wake of her ending her relationship with Cameron and ending up with Dex, and Spencer is going to be Team Cameron because, you know, he was ride or die enough for Cameron to punch Dex out already. Never mind the fact that Dex and Jocelyn ended up together. And if he finds out that Jocelyn cheated on Cameron with Dex, ooh lord, he gonna be mad at both Jocelyn and Dex. And that might cause a bit of friction with him and Trina. Because I know that like Cameron and Trina obviously at one point were very close. Am I sure Esme is pretending? I think she is. I think she is. Good night, Sandy. Have a good night. I think that she is faking. Just because this is definitely under Heather Weber's MO. Heather Weber has done this herself. She is her mother's daughter. And I think her reason for it, because I know that Elizabeth is convinced that she's not faking it. Because it would do her better to admit that she was held hostage, so that she rules herself out as the hook killer. But I also think that Esme is not the hook killer. That's the reality of it. She knows that's true, and yeah, like all the motive does seem to be like centered around Trina, but she knows that she is not the killer. So I think Esme knows that the truth is going to come out somehow, because it always does. Although she's probably trying to bank on the fact that she can play amnesiac Esme to kind of slide on a lot of charges for now, or like to postpone things. And I think that her motive as well is that she knows that this is going to keep Nicholas and Elizabeth on her toes, and she can eventually use that to her advantage. I think that, she wants to hold this against Nicholas and Elizabeth for as long as she can, and probably get them to do her bidding for when she inevitably commits more crimes. That's my prediction on that front, anyway. Yeah, people that jumped shouldn't have a good memory. Listen, Esme survived that fall already. You know what I mean? Like, jumping into the water, even though it's freezing cold, she's not going to be amnesiac from that. At least I don't think so. They're all too young to be exclusive anyway. Shaking my head, date around and have fun. When you can't have a future with someone, there's no way any of them are mature enough for exclusivity. I mean, you're not wrong, Laura. I just think that this is a soap. So, there's and like also with Jocelyn, she jumped in. I mean, the first relationship she was in, was a pretty what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty humbling one. Like, she ended up falling in love with this guy, and he ended up dying of a disease that couldn't be helped. And that probably caused her to mature a lot more quickly. Like, you wouldn't know it because she's Carly's daughter. But, like, that would make you grow up really fast. And I think that Jocelyn, wants to play for keeps. I don't think she wants to, like... I don't want to say hoe around. I don't think that Jocelyn wants to play the field that much. I think that she just wants one guy to be in love with and hope that it'll last for her. But that's what I think about Joss anyway. Will she cheat on Dex eventually? Maybe. But yeah. What else should we talk about? Like other predictions. Um, that's the point. She's never going to find another Oscar, and she's trying to replace him with some big love relationship instead of living until she actually feels something like that again. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I just think that because it's a soap, they're really gonna ham up any relationship that she's with. Like think about it. There's been how many teen scenes over the years? Like it's been a while since we've seen a teen like jumping from bed to bed to bed. Probably the last one was really Maxie and like kind of Lulu. But Lulu, she was, she like tricked Dylan into sleeping with her. She wasn't in a relationship then. Then she kind of jumped to Logan, and then when there was like friction with her and Logan, she met Johnny, and then there was a kind of back and forth with those two, but really only because I think that the writers at the time, Guza and company, were really trying to recreate Luke, Laura, and Scotty with Logan, Lulu, and Johnny. Oscar and Joss was boring to me. Yeah, they weren't really that interesting. I think they really were just trying to recreate that sort of tragic love story that they had with Stone and Robin. It's hard to compare that because it was such a beautiful story, but I think that they did a good job with it, though. Um, Joss and Oscar was puppy love. I think Joss wanted Cam because Trina was looking at Cam. And you're probably not wrong with that. And Dex is older and more mature looking and bad. She's like her mom. True. Who will finally take down Victor? Um, I do want to talk about that actually. Let's talk about that for prediction. I think that eventually Laura is going to be the one to take Victor down because she is kind of the number one person trying to bring him down at this point. Yes, Robert and Holly and Felicia and Mac are all involved in some way. And of course, Lucy and Anna and Valentine and Martin, they all have a hand in it too. But Laura is kind of the lead of the pack. She's the Mary Port Charles, and while we don't know what Victor's plan is, it obviously has something to do with the Ice Princess, and that's her town. I think he's gonna try to freeze the town with the Ice Princess, and Laura's the mayor, so she's gonna be the one that has to get the better of him. Something that I hope, and I'm not convinced is gonna happen, is that Luke makes some kind of an appearance and helps bring Victor down too. Because you can't have the 60th year without kind of having Luke and Laura interact. Because if it weren't for them, we wouldn't have the show. Like 40 some odd years later, they saved GH single-handedly in 1980, 1981, along with Gloria Monty, of course. But when celebrating a milestone, you have to sort of play up to the things that made your show famous, and Luke and Laura was definitely part of that. And it's up to Tony, obviously, and I would hope. I wouldn't mind seeing Tony again, but I completely understand if he doesn't want to because he's been pretty feet firm on the ground about not returning to the show. We had great characters that didn't commit and play the field, but you're right, they weren't really teens unless you went to the whole Lulu Maxi horror show of one-upping each other. Exactly. And that's really the last time we've seen like teens kind of hop in beds, and even then it wasn't really that much. Did anyone care about Oscar? Aaron, see, Aaron cared about Oscar. Oh man. Yeah, like I didn't really like him either. Remember how he was recast too? Like we met a first Oscar who looked absolutely nothing like the last one that played him. I think I would have enjoyed it more if the other guy played him. Glad Trina isn't whining over Rory like Joss was whining over Oscar. But why would she? She wasn't in love with him. She fully admits that. Yeah, exactly. Rory who, Shakira? The actors don't get along? Which ones? Did we have 2 Oscars? So Jocelyn... I'm trying to think back. So I think, if I'm remembering correctly, and I might not because it's been so long, but I think that original Asian Trina threw a house party at Jocelyn's house, and Oscar, the original Oscar, was there, and that's how they met. And he looked very different. I think he was playing the piano too, because the actor that had played him initially, I think, was a piano player. Jocelyn had 2 Oscars. That's why I kept her attention. Jocelyn had 2 Oscars. Oh, 2 Oscars. Yeah, it was very brief, guys. I think it was just 1 episode, just 1. But that's how she met. That is how she met Oscar. When a house party was thrown at Carly's house, and Oscar was there, but it was a different actor that played him. Survivor's guilt. Trina with grief. I'm glad she's not doing it. Yeah. I mean, she does feel bad, because, like, it's true. He wouldn't have died if he didn't get close to her. But, you know, she was about to break his heart. At least he's not around to get his heart broken. Maybe that's the way that she sees it. I don't know. God, I wish I could find that scene of Oscar, but then I'd be afraid to watch it though, because it's post 2010. But yeah, for sure, there was Oscar number 1. I'm watching the scene for myself, y'all, just to see if this is the clip, and then I'll just post the title. Oh, I did find it. No, dude, I won't play the clip, but I will show you what he looks like. Wait for it. Wait for it. There he is. There is OG Oscar. And young Jocelyn. So yeah, if you guys want to look it up for yourselves, Oscar and Jocelyn 062317. There's a part 1 too. I just accidentally clicked part 2. But that's OG Oscar, y'all. Man, look how young Jocelyn was there too. She was so little. So little. Alright. Let's get out of there before before they find out. 60th anniversary, Scotty and Monica can talk about his stepbrother and sister finally. Well, if we ever see Monica again, God. Oh my goodness, I didn't even remember this. Yeah, I wonder if like OG Trina is there too. She probably is.
Yeah.
I keep on. I'm not gonna play it, y'all. I refuse to play it. But Trina's got to be in there somewhere because it was Trina that decided to throw the party. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, she's in there. Okay, I'll show you guys original Trina too in case anyone forgot. Trina before Sydney Michaela. There we go. Laura, I'm talking about before Sydney Michaela. I'm talking about when Trina was a different race. There we go. Trina was not black when she first came on. What a time. Yeah, Trina was light-skinned. Yeah, I'm gonna watch those after. Just because I want to see this again. Oh man, but yeah, what else can we predict? Because we've got, I mean, obviously, okay, we've talked about Victor. I think obviously Holly is gonna come back again for a little bit because her part of the story is not over yet, and I think that we will see Ethan too. Yeah, Tatiana Ellie is third Trina. I just think that everyone kind of sees Sydney Michaela as like the first Trina because really the original Trina wasn't around long enough for us to like really notice her. Like yeah, she was in this like little house party situation, and she was also at the earthquake, I believe. Oh, okay, you do remember. Trina or the other one that Carly made her out to be so bad. Yeah, it was this Trina. Because this house party got busted. And it was Trina that made her throw it. Ooh, will Cyrus get out and help protect his family? I don't think that he will get out to protect his family. I think he's gonna try his best to protect his family from inside those bars. Because, like, whether Cyrus is kind of playing or, like, lying about this finding God thing, what he hasn't done is tried to use that to get out of jail yet. He's just being good. I mean, he could get out for bad behavior. Or good behavior, sorry. Possibly. But I think that he's going to help them from inside the jail with his connections on the outside. And then it'll maybe soften Laura and Martin to him eventually. A little bit. And then if his connections do help in some way, I think then he's going to be like, have I proven myself? Can you help me get out of this jail? And then if he does get out of the jail, I don't know. Will we see a bad Cyrus, or will we see a change Cyrus. What do you guys think? I don't like. I'm not convinced he's a good guy. I think he's still just, you know, a man with power that wants his family to accept who he is. Whose lies will come out first? Carly or Portia's? Portia's. I think Portia's will come out first because they're supposed to be getting married next month, February. I think they chose Valentine's Day, right? And I think that truth is going to come out on the wedding day. Personally, it just makes sense. It's like they've picked a date. Jordan obviously wants Portia to tell him the truth before they get married. And I think when she inevitably doesn't do that, Jordan's either going to blow it out of the water or somehow... Ooh, you know what? I think although Spencer and Trina are going to be kind of busy with Esme, I think they're somehow going to stumble upon the fact that Curtis might actually be her dad in some way too and find out the truth. And I think Trina might be the one that confronts her on it. If not Jordan, I think Trina will. Yeah, that was a good question. Thank you, Shakira. Y'all are leading me on this prediction wave, and I thank you for that, because again, I didn't make any notes. But I do think that Carly's lie will come out eventually this year as well. Because Willow's at stage 4 with cancer. She can only hold on for so long. It ain't gonna be that long before, you know, it starts to get to her in a more severe way. But we've had characters with stage 4 cancer on GH before. None of them lived, I don't think. But they do eventually get to the point where it's like, you know, life or death matter. And I think that'll happen probably before summer. Then obviously that leads to Nina finding out the truth about Willow being her daughter. I also think that it's entirely possible that we're going to see Nell. Because I've never been completely convinced that she is dead. And I think that with the 60th year, because even though Nell is like more present day GH villain, like it or not, she left her mark on the show, and I think that because she had such a pivotal role in Carly's life the last few years, and they're gonna want to kind of, you know, show Carly with a story like this, that we will see Nell in that, in her story within the year. That is another prediction. Oh, you think, Aaron, you think Carly's secret will come out first? Interesting. Maybe Drew and Curtis should start a support group. I mean, you know what? Drew and Curtis were besties when Billy Miller played him. So I think they need to start utilizing that friendship again. I remember I used to think that, like, they hit lightning in a bottle with, like, Drew and Curtis being, like, these PI type people with Sam, and they could have thrown in Mac and Felicia in the mix and, like, kind of ushered away from mobsters. Well, they didn't, you know, overlooked for the mob again. Yeah. It's so funny because I often forget that Curtis is also a recovering drug addict. And, you know, he's doing surprisingly well, considering the shit he's been through. He hasn't gone for, like... And he also runs a bar. You know? Like, he runs a nightclub. And yet, we don't see him, like, getting drunk. We don't see him trying drugs. Everything that he's been put through, none of that. I wonder if... Ooh, I mean, that could be a fun story for the 60th year for Curtis, is if he falls off the wagon. Because who could blame him? But also, I think that Curtis is a strong enough man that he would just simply try to step up for Trina and be the father, like he is trying to be, not knowing that he is her biological father. Um, and I think if like, or when when Curtis finds out the truth, I think obviously things are going to be weird between Trina and Curtis, but I think that both Trina and Curtis will bond over the fact that they resent Portia for lying to them. So it would be interesting. Their hatred for her mother might bring them together, even though the things that are pulling them apart seems contrived in the first place. Probably a baby switch. Oh, I do think there's a baby switch for sure in the works, Kaiwan, for sure, 100%. I think that, okay, because I think that Esme is faking her amnesia, I think that her baby will, and I think I've talked about this in the past. I think that her baby will die, and she will try to pass off Willow's baby as her own, so that she still has some kind of leverage on Nicholas and Elizabeth. That's my theory. That's my theory. Because obviously now, because she's faking amnesia, she can't really be like, well, obviously the truth is out. They know that Nicholas's baby is Esme's, or Esme's baby is Nicholas's. So, you know, she's gonna ride that wave in whatever way she can. First, she's gotta find out that everyone knows that Nicholas is the father of her baby. Because, you know, the reason why he kept her hostage was to keep that quiet. But that truth is out now. So, it's just a matter of her, you know, playing the game for however long she plays it. I just think that she's like, yeah, she is faking amnesia, but I think it's really to get off of those other crimes. But I think that she'll reveal her hand to Nicholas and Elizabeth before anyone else. And that meanwhile, Spencer and Trina are going to try to figure it out for themselves, if she's faking it or not. Oh, hold on, wait. Sorry, y'all are talking and I'm missing stuff. I gotta scroll back up. Do y'all think Chase and Blaze... Oh, Chase ends up with Blaze down the road? I don't think so. I don't think so. As much as I've been enjoying the actress that plays Blaze, I don't think that she'll really be around for anything longer than the storyline with Link. I think that he will become a cop again, and then she'll just kind of be ushered off. I think that inevitably Link is going to be found out for being a scumbag. And will Brooklyn get her songs back? Not necessarily, but who cares? Like, she can't sing them anyway. And she can just write more songs. You know what I mean? Like, songs that he doesn't own the rights to. Because she's no longer working with him, or she should no longer be. The actor that plays Blaze should be Curtis's daughter. That would be interesting. I don't know. I just don't think they're going to go much further with Blaze. Oh, and as for the timing of Willow and Esme's pregnancies, it's hard to say. Remember when Maxie was pregnant with, like, Bailey Lou for, like, a year and a half. I mean, part of that was the pandemic, but also, like, I don't know, it just felt like way more longer than it should have been in the first place. even when you get rid of the months away from GH out of the way, like it still seemed like forever. Not feeling Brooklyn getting her songs back either. Yeah, I really, truly, like, why? Who cares? Write new songs. Like, let go of the old songs. You can write new ones. You're clearly still capable. You can't sing them, but who cares? Write new songs. Let it go. I think, um, a lot of artists out there do end up losing credits to their songwriting, and that's why certain artists like Taylor Swift end up re-recording because they lose the rights to their original songs, and even though they wrote them, and then the record companies they keep whatever to themselves. But in Brooklyn's case, like, yeah, she probably sang them when she wrote them, but she can't sing anymore. So all she can be is a writer. So write new songs. Write new songs and sell them to someone that's not a scumbag, or use them to start your own. Get Lois back. You know what? Bring Lois and Brenda back and have L&B Records be a thing again, and work for them. I would love to see Lois back for the 60th. Actually, she is available. I think the actress that plays her, Rena Sofer. But yeah, it's not a prediction. That's just my hope. Um, I would love to see. I would love to see Lois come back. If we're gonna have to sit through Brooklyn and music-related storylines while she can't even sing anymore, then we might as well bring Lois back and have L&B Records be a thing, and maybe find someone else that can sing. Maybe Cameron can become a pop star. Cameron is infinitely more talented as a singer than Chase is anyway. Like, no shade to Chase. Like, he doesn't have a bad voice, but like you can tell he's not a singer. He just has an okay voice. Cameron, he seems, as young as he is, has like an insanely talented voice. He is a musician in real life. He has a band. He's really good. They like, I even said it months ago. Like, especially when they had Cameron's band play at the Savoy for Trina's celebration. Way better than Chase. That should have been the band that all the like record companies were looking for. Want Jason back for the 60th? Well, sadly, I don't think that's gonna happen because Steve is on Days now, and Days shoots like 6 months ahead of time. And Days ain't gonna give Jason up like they do Wally Kurth. So I think the only way that, if we do see Jason at all, it would have to be a recast because Steve is committed to another show now, which is unfortunate. They lifted the restrictions, and obviously I would love to see Steve Burton back on the show, but he was already with Days before ABC lifted those restrictions, so it is what it is, and I don't think he's going to jump ship either, because they've probably been treating him well since he's been on that, what do you call it? That sort of sister show, like the Salem thing on Peacock. Going to be in a big storyline on Days, big on Days of Our Lives. Yeah, like, I think there's a lot of hype for him on the show. Although, like, people that watch Days are like, they're not going to see him for quite a few months, but he is working on it. He is there. He is working on there every day. Heard Steve's contract was for Duel was 6 months instead of 2. Not sure if that's true or not. 6 months until. Yeah, but you know what? I think because he, I don't think he's gonna come back to GH. I think Days probably works better for him right now. And um, I think that GH would have to woo him back with a better offer than Days, and I don't think that they will. They might, but I don't know. I think the reality is that like Jason is not really needed on the show at the moment. Like Sam's with Dante, Carly dumped Sunny. Did I see State of Mind with Sarah Joy Brown? I did. I did. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, Sunny and Carly happened because the writers saw the chemistry. My favorite part of that State of Mind is that Maurice was like, "I've been through 4 Carlys," and Sarah was like, "You poor baby." Yes, Nathan. No recast of Jason. Yeah, like I don't want a recast of Jason either. I think there's not really a reason for him to be on the show, recast or not. Whether Steve comes back or not, like I don't think the writers want Jason and Sam back together. And the only way I see Jason and Sam getting back together, if at all, is if Lulu comes back for Dante. And I don't know. Well, and here, I guess I can ask myself this question. Do I think Lulu will come back this year? Possibly. I don't think Emmy Rylan or Julie Berman will play her if they do. As much as I would love to see Julie come back, I think she's settled into her family life and isn't too worried about acting anymore. I think Emmy would come back if they offered it to her, but I feel like they let her go for a reason. You know what I mean? She wasn't as well received as Julie was, and not that she didn't have her fan base, but I just think the character was just so all over the place. The writing was horrible for the character. She wasn't the Lulu that everyone grew up with, not just by actress but by personality. You know, she wasn't Lulu Spencer anymore. Jason has always been a weak character on JH. See, and that's it's so funny because people think that people know that I am a J-Sam fan. I think that they assume that I've always loved Jason. I could not stand Jason. I hated Jason. I hated that Jason was put in every single storyline. The only time that I liked Jason was when he was with Sam, and their stories that pertained to them and them only. Jason elsewhere was Sunny, annoying. Jason besties with Carly, annoying. Jason being the hero of every sweeps, annoying. Couldn't stand him. Could not stand him. I don't think he's necessary. If he's not with Sam, then there's no need. There's no need for Jason. They can hire anyone to be Sunny's hitman and Carly's best friend. They've already got Drew being Carly's best friend, and Sunny now has Dex to be his hitman. There's no need for Jason. And also Britt's gone too now. She's dead, so he can't even be with her. Do you think Maxie will find true love? I hope so. But I don't know. It's just I think the game plan is for Spinelli and Maxie to find their way back to each other, because even Ellie's kind of endorsing them. And Spinelli clearly has feelings, and Maxie dumped Austin because he essentially blackmailed Spinelli. But I think that if Maxie and Spinelli get back together, it's not going to be the same magic, because both of them, but especially in particular with Maxie, are completely different characters from who they were when they were in love. You know, Maxie was this young sort of fashionista who was sassy and like a bad girl, and Spinelli was, you know, the good guy and the nerd who got the hot chick. You know what I mean? Like, but now Maxie is like a good girl, and Spinelli is less nerdy, but like still a good guy. And it just wouldn't be as exciting to watch, you know? Like, yeah, Spinelli's always been her person, her essential person, as she used to say. But I just don't think that um, Spixie getting back together would be as exciting now. They would just be like, oh, they're cute, they're good to see them back together. But then where do they go with that, you know? Poor Maxie, no, she keeps jumping, keeps man jumping before she gets to know them, or dumping them. But yeah, like I don't know. She said it herself, like it's hard to find a guy after Nathan, and like the last two guys she's been with post Nathan were both a bit shady. So I don't know. She has bad luck with men. Spinelli seems like the only option. I hate to think it. Oh no, no. Never mind. I was gonna be like, what if they put Cody with Maxie? I don't think they're gonna happen because even though Mac is not biologically Maxie's child or Maxie's father, it's still a little bit incestuous. A little bit. It just seems incestuous. It seems worse than it did with Dylan and Lulu. At least we won't have to hear Britt say Jason's name out of her mouth anymore. They were never a true love, just a thrill on the side. Yeah, like I don't think that they were serious. I just think that he was there for her and they became good friends and but like realistically he like left her for Carly. And fell in love with Carly. Or was like starting to fall in love with Carly anyway. Wish they would actually dress Maxie to be fashionable. Good lord. I agree! Like, there is no reason for Maxie to dress as she does. Like, I think, you know, and if people dare, like, comment on, like, her physicality at all, seriously, no matter what the size of your body is, you can always look fashionable. That's facts, okay? Like, so the way that they dress her is so, it's maddening because they could dress her to be the fashionista of the ages, okay? Like, there is no reason to dress Maxie like she's poor. She's not poor. Apparently she's, you know, in the black and like a super millionaire, you know, with deception. So start dressing like it, girl. GH Wardrobe, what are you doing? Oh, will Dylan or Tracy come back? I think that we'll see Tracy. I think it'll just be an appearance, but if Luke ends up being alive, we're going to see Tracy, and I think that even if we don't see Luke alive, we'll see Tracy because Victor, you know, Luke was essentially Victor's first victim, and it would be weird if they finished off the story without her. So I do think that everyone that's had some kind of role within this Victor bubble of a story will make an appearance at least once, and Tracy is a part of that. how people act because she's a little bit bigger now. She can't be fashionable. Hello, I can name 6 stores made for plus size women full of real fashion. Yeah, like it's not like hello. Look how many like celebrities that are out there that are a little bit bigger, but they like slay it. Whether they're like a musician like Lizzo, okay, she owns her body image and she dresses fashionably no matter where she goes. Okay. Well, really wish they'd bring Tracy back. Yeah, but Jane Elliott's retired. I'm happy for Jane. She's just over it. I think that she's always willing to work here and there, but I think she's done doing the full time thing. She's well more than earned it. She's been in movies with Elvis, like that's how long she's been acting. Okay, like I actually watched or rewatched the movie she did with Elvis last year. So good, so good. And I'm such an Elvis fan too, so. Oh, and Hayden. I'd love to see Hayden back. Will we see Hayden? I don't know. I don't know. I think because Victor. Oh, well, yeah. Now that I think about it, Hayden is a part of that bubble, right? Victor supposedly did something to her, right? And what he did was probably kidnap her, and she's probably somewhere in there with Lucy and Ethan and whoever else has got held hostage. Hopefully they're all in Paris, because that's where I think Anna and Valentine are headed, right? Miss Wilson. Miss Wilson married Victor. Who? What is going to happen with Selena? Ooh. Selena's going to run Port Charles, y'all. Just wait. I mean, that's just me loving Selena. But yeah, Selena's running that town already. Selena's got everyone in her pocket. I think that she'll just continue to run circles around Sunny and probably Pikeman and Victor too, because she's a part of that storyline now too. Also, we still haven't seen what the frick that thing that Holly made Selena put in Victor's drink is gonna do to him. It's done nothing to him. Nothing at all. I don't understand. Oh, Lucy married Victor. Maybe. Well, I hope not. God. But I mean, he would force her to do it, wouldn't he? But he hasn't been really off screen. So, but honestly, Kaiwan, like that could happen. So I think that people are slowly gonna catch on to Victor. Obviously, everyone knows what he's doing or that he's plotting something. The movie that Tracy did with Elvis. Let me find out the name. Oh my gosh. Change of Habit, it was called, from 1969. She played a nun. Will Griffin Monroe come back? He might make an appearance, but I don't think that he would be back full time. I mean, he couldn't even appear to really be seen as in a relationship with Ellie. But because you know how like when there's like milestones and stuff, and like people on like those entertainment news shows like to make an appearance on GH. Griffin, or Matt, who plays Griffin, already has a role in there. So, and they've already put his character with Ellie, but I don't see Ellie and Griffin moving back to Port Charles. So I think if they do appear, it'll be for like a holiday, like Christmas again, or like, Georgie's birthday or something. Forgot about that roofie. Yeah, right? slow acting illness or something. What would have served him right. Yeah, no kidding. Acid like Olivia did. Listen, Holly concocted something more than acid. Like it's I mean that acid if it's taking this long to hit, it wasn't good acid in the first place. But uh like truthfully, I think it's probably some kind of truth serum. That's the only explanation I got. And it's gonna come out when they need it the most, I think. Although he's still lying through his damn teeth, so I don't know. Like, what was it, y'all? I hope the writers don't forget about that plot either. It would have made it more funny when he is so proper. I'm ruling out that Holly, you know, drugged Victor with acid. But, you know, with Esme being pregnant with a Cassadine heir, Victor is probably going to have Esme on a tight leash because he never trusted her to begin with. And he's going to treat her like trash, which is going to set Heather off, and perhaps Heather can give him a dose of acid. Then that would be funny. But if he becomes psychic like Olivia did, then I will roll my eyes. I swear. Wouldn't you serum work faster too? My mom and I were joking with saltpeter. What's saltpeter? I mean, maybe it's just slow-acting WSB concocted truth serum. I don't know. Or maybe it's something that needs to be activated. You know, like those stupid little tarot cards that were activating the mind control for Drew. What else can we talk about? Who are we missing? Predictions for Dante. It's interesting. That's no. We'll just throw him in there because otherwise we're probably not going to talk about him because we never do really. But I think it's interesting to me that Dante, the last few episodes, has been kind of like discussing his relationship with his father so much, and we know that Dante's origin story was coming to Port Charles to take him down. Saltpeter is like the opposite of Viagra, because oh my goodness, you know, because he kidnapped Lucy. That would be funny. But yeah, I mean that would be very Holly too to do that. But oh, I just want it to be something more sinister that's gonna play a role in this downfall as a villain. Put it in the foods and jails. Ooh, snap. Oh. Will Ryan get out and rain terror on Port Charles? Probably. Like, I think right now, from what we've seen in the preview for tomorrow's episode, Ryan's going to try to get Heather to confess to being the hook killer, to save Esme's ass. And if she doesn't, then I think he's going to feel like he has no choice but to get out there and save Esme himself. So, guess we'll see. We'll see. We shall see, y'all. But yeah, back on Dante for a second. I think that his story is probably going to be a redux of how he ends up with Sunny in the first place. I mean, obviously Sam did a good job of being like, well, you can accuse yourself from anything related to your father, and that still makes you a good cop for not going in and kind of, using your bias to save his father. You're simply just bailing out because you have a conflict of interest. But I think that they're going to do something with Sunny and Dante that will shake up their relationship a bit. And it probably will have to do with the fact that Sunny's kind of in the bed, so to speak, with these Pikeman security teams that are going to be bringing weapons into Port Charles. But I do think that Sunny's too stupid to realize that that's what they're going to be doing. Can't believe my brain went here, but will Ryan and Heather hook up when Esme is safe? Because I don't know what kind of chemistry they were having. I can't decide if it's going to be a train wreck or not. Hard to say. Like, I mean, it's so bizarre to me that, like, I don't know, Ryan, all three of Ryan's women that we know of that were regular GH characters are all so vastly different from each other. Because, like, first you got Felicia, who was simply just, I think he loved, or, he was obsessed with her because she's this gorgeous woman who, was fun and adventurous. But then you had Ava, who was a bit of a bad girl, with, like, who I think he hoped would love to kill alongside of him, but he read her wrong. And then Heather is this crazy serial killer. Well, I mean, Heather's just mostly crazy. I wouldn't call her a serial killer unless she is behind all the attacks for the killer, because I know there's a theory that there could be more than one, and I'm not ruling that out. Not ruling it out. But people are like, but how would Heather escape this whole time? Because Heather has escaped from jail so many times already. It's her thing. She somehow manages to do it every time, so it wouldn't be surprising if she got out this time too. I think Brian may play Heather and then kill her once Esme is safe. He might. I mean, he's probably mad at her for trying to keep Esme from him in the first place. So, But honestly, if I were to choose between having to keep either Ryan or Heather alive, I'd probably pick Heather at this point. Let's give Kevin a chance to be on screen again, instead of focusing on Ryan so much. Ryan's in jail and he gets more screen time than Kevin. Body type that. Oh yeah, I think you're referring to Heather, like, not being the killer because of her body type. Yeah, like the thing why I'm not ruling out Heather not being the only killer, is because, how did Heather take down Brando and Ava? You know what I mean? Like, Jocelyn, I can believe she's a little girl compared to Heather, But then, mind you, Heather is like, I don't know. Heather's manipulated a lot of people. She's smart in that way. I see, Shakira, I seen the little thumbnail of that video on YouTube, if that's what you're referring to. Never trust any spoiler video on YouTube, okay? Go to your real sources. Like, go to your Soap Opera Digest, your Daytime Confidential, Soap Central. Don't rely on the YouTube videos that call themselves spoiler videos, because they will lie up the ass every single time. They just clickbait the hell out of everything. The Hook is Jason's sister? God, I hope not. We don't need Courtney back, and that would, like, why, also? Want to know about the poison the killer uses and the story behind it. I mean, I think that we're led to believe because, first of all, when Rory died, he went to a house where someone had poison for sale, and obviously the hook killer went there to kill the guy, probably so that they wouldn't track him down, or so that he wouldn't be able to talk. So I think he was getting the hook killer, sorry, was getting the poison from that guy. And whether she's, well, I guess if he is dead, he can't really provide it anymore. But I suppose the hook killer could have like a lot already still left over. Yeah, Emily did pass away. It's so funny, Kyle, when you said like Jason's sister. For some reason, my head went Courtney, even though that they were lovers. But I think that it's just Sunny's sister. But no, Emily. And yeah, Emily wouldn't do it. Why? Emily was painfully good. Like a bit of a wallflower kind of character. They've used 2 different poisons now. Oh, true. Well, we know that Heather somehow had a brush with some weird tropical disease on her feet, right? So she could have gotten her poison from elsewhere. We're gonna have to end this video soon, guys. I've been live for almost 2 hours. But I know like the first 20 minutes was kind of technical difficulties. Be a nice twist if it was Helena. That'd be weird. That'd be so weird if it was Helena. And she could overpower all those men. Men and women. Toyed with Reiko being alive and angry, but she has no reason to go after the victims either. It's true. Yeah, that's one we'll have to wait and see. So far, we're just gonna roll with it that it's Heather and no one else, but again, I'm not ruling out the fact that there's possibly 2. But I don't think it's Kim Nero, and I sure as hell don't think it's Emily. I don't think it's Helena. But we could be dealing with multiple regrets. It could be Ryan, who knows? Ryan could have just killed some of them, but then Diane saw Heather. Hard to say. Because both of them would go after, you know, someone to, I don't know, to protect Esme. But who else would? It could be, I guess it could be like Heather and Maggie. Maggie could be the other one. Jason's twin, but she's stronger than Jason. Nah, because like there'd still be no motive to that, you know. But yeah, okay, I guess if anything, if there's gonna be 2 killers, the most believable thing to me is that it's Heather and Maggie. Maggie being Esme's nanny. And if, you know, she always talks about how like Esme's nanny raised her, right? Right? Like while her parents were kind of like not really a thing, or they died young, or whatever, which is also still a bit of a mystery as to why. But obviously, if Heather and Ryan didn't raise Esme, but she is just as like evil, and it has to be more than just her DNA. She had to learn certain things, and I think the things that she learned were possibly from Maggie. Who knows? Yeah, Maggie the nanny. Alright. I think we talked about all the major sort of players and what's in the future for them. But if I'm forgetting anyone, Ava, obviously she's gonna have her little revenge on Nicholas in some way. Sonny and Nina are probably gonna be together, and Like I don't like I just the only reason why I think that they'll stay together, even though Nina's done some questionable things when it comes to Sonny and his family, is that Maurice is clearly bored and over putting the character with Carly, and I think that Maurice gets more of a say in his storylines than anyone else on the show right now. Um, he's essentially the new Tony Geary when it comes to that, I think, because I think I think universally everyone, most I'd say 90% of the viewers probably hated the freaking small town Sunny Nina romance thing, the cheesy Hallmark movie, but with a soap opera budget that we had to sit through for 6 months. But yeah, that's what I think. That's the only thing. Sunny's just gonna be Sunny, and he's gonna be duped by Pikeman and Selena continuously. Elizabeth. I would like to see Jeff come back. I couldn't care less about Carolyn Weber, to be honest. Um, but I'm not. I need Jeff to kind of make his way back to Port Charles and sort of somehow step up as her father figure in life, because obviously at some point it's going to be found out that Elizabeth and Nicholas held Esme hostage, and she's going to need someone to turn to, and it can't be Finn. You know what I mean? Like, she needs her parents, at least her father, and he should step up next time Elizabeth is in that kind of crisis. He needs to come back and be there for her. Alexis. Alexis is just going to continue doing her newspaper thing. There's just not much more the character can do these days. Molly and TJ will just continue to be barely relevant to the show. They'll make the odd appearance here and there, but I don't see them having a big story either. Although TJ, I'd like to hope that he kind of still remains in the forefront of the hospital, because GH really needs that. And I think the 60th anniversary would be the best time to kind of bring the hospital to the forefront again. I do think, and we talked about it on Sunday, that at some point this year they're going to pay tribute to Sonia Eddy, and I think that it would probably fall on the 1st of April. Because I think the best way to celebrate 6 years of a show called General Hospital is to focus on the hospital, and with the show losing such a staple, as small a role as Epiphany was, she was truly a staple of the hospital, and no one would ever dispute that either. So I think that's the best way to handle the day of the actual anniversary of GH. What else to talk about? Because we're going to end the stream soon. Probably the next 5 minutes, guys. Quartermains. Ned and Olivia, they'll still be Ned and Olivia. I don't think that he's going to toss Carly and Drew in jail, unless, you know, for like the insider trading thing. I think he'll debate it, and Olivia will talk him down. Maybe more Christina. I would love more Christina. I just don't think it's going to happen. Mac and Felicia, I do think that eventually Cody is going to admit the truth that he is indeed Mac's son. Because the jewelry, or the Ice Princess, is gone. The diamond, I mean. It was never truly his to begin with. And perhaps he'll want to turn a new leaf because Britt died with honor, and maybe that'll inspire him to be a little bit more honorable. Obviously, we're going to find out what bad thing he and Dante did back in the day this year. I have no idea what it could be. don't. And frankly, I don't care. It's like, it's a backstory that didn't really need to be there. They could have just left it at, oh, he and Dante knew each other at summer camp. And, like, I have no interest in discovering what shady thing they did. Because we've already known that Dante has done some shady things in his past, including covering up Brenda's pregnancy and claiming to be the father of her child just to, like, protect her from the Balkan or whatever it was. But yeah, I'd love to see more Christina. I just don't think that we will. What else can we talk about? My mind's just trying to cycle through characters that are on the show currently. Anna and Valentine, they're gonna find out. They're gonna eventually make their way back to Port Charles to help bring Victor down. There's not much more to that. We're gonna, breeze through the air. Yeah. Hopefully Jordan will get some kind of story that doesn't involve Portia or Curtis. I don't, do I think they will? Like, probably not. I don't think they'll give her Jordan a story. But I think that has to do with who's playing her. Because I think they would have given her a bit more than what she has if they were enjoying her portrayal. That's my opinion. I don't know that. I don't know anything about behind the scenes, guys. Remember that. Nicholas. I know that we've kind of talked about, his role and everyone finding out that he is the father, of Esme's child. But we know that Nicholas, at least Marcus, is not going to be around much longer. Now, whether they recast him or not remains to be seen. My hope is that Tyler comes back as Nicholas. But yeah, I think he's too involved to kill the character off. But perhaps they'll usher him out for a little bit. Maybe he'll go to Cassadine Island with Esme for a little while. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it, though. If I left anything else out, we can talk about it on another day. Because reaction-wise, I don't have anything planned, really. We've watched so much. I've been doing the GHMV Reacts videos since 2020. So there's always, I know there's 60 years to really react to, but only so much of it is on YouTube, and only so much of it will get dinged by copyright. I certainly can't watch anything from the last 10 to 12 years, so it is what it is. But yeah, thanks for tuning into the live stream, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties at the beginning. I'm glad you guys stuck around. Yes, please bring Tyler back. Yes, Aaron, I fully agree. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you liked this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys this Sunday for a General Hospital After Show, where we will recap the crazy week that it has been and will be for the rest of the week. Alright? Have a good night, guys. Mwah. Peace out.